Welcome back to Lark's Prophet. I am Norse, and you are watching Lark's Prophet, a solo playthrough of Dragonbane by Free League Publishing. I am using Roll BTT, the core rulebook for Dragonbane, and the standalone rules for Dragonbane, as well as the solo, old school solo, which is for old school essentials. They just have a couple really handy oracles that I think are really handy. So I am going to keep these on a different page just to keep everything organized. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I was made part 2, Arc 5 part 2 the other day, and it ended a bit abruptly and unsatisfactorily, in my opinion. So I thought I'd try to get back to it and finish up the arc today. We'll see. We'll see if we can finish up the arc. Last time, Lark started in the chasm in and around the Spilfwood. Let's go privately. Here is our map. So he is somewhere around here. And Lark is a merchant. He sort of cut a deal with separatists. There's 2 factions of cultists, both calling themselves the Lidless Eye, one more zealous than the other, apparently, which sort of materialized as we were playing last time. And he cut a deal with the separatists, which he was supposed to be hunting down, basically to try to create a prisoner exchange between the leader of the separatists, Yilmar, and the other person who lived in Southtown itself, Maliva. We're not really sure if that went down, because when he delivered the message, he was able to convince Maliva that they wanted to exchange prisoners, and Maliva basically ordered him out of Southtown and said to basically get the fuck out. She wasn't thrilled. So he basically burned bridges. He's never going to be welcome in any way. I mean, he wasn't really welcome the first time, but he wasn't in any way welcome to Southtown anymore going forward. There's no way. Let's see here. So now we are Lark with his 2 companions, Irina and Elodan. Irina, the knight halfling, and Elodan, the mariner elf, are trying to make it to Gold Docks. And Gold Docks is not on this map, but is this direction, up this way. Here we go. Here's our map. We're here near Southtown. We're going up this direction to Gold Docks. So the question is, what's going on? Oh, I need to grab my notebook because that has all the random encounter chances that I've written down. I need to type this up at some point. All right, I ran and grabbed my notebook here. Let's see. Portal. Encounter place dependent. Encounters are 2 and 6. But that's dependent on the place. Let's take a look. I think we're going to be traveling along the road here in this direction. So I'm going to say it takes a shift to go from here and move into the next area of the map. So we'll say 1 and 6 for a random encounter. Yeah, here we go. So if I roll a 1, we get a random encounter, and we'll see what that is. Okay, we didn't get a random encounter, but we do. It is takes one shift, which is there's 4 shifts a day, basically 6 hours each. Right? Yeah, that's right. And so let's see here, armor, weapon, skills, inventory. There we go. Just hopping down to inventory here, we have this. So this goes from 7, oil lamp goes from 7 to 6. 1 dose equals 1 shift. All right. And then we get to travel. We're heading on towards Gold Docks. All right, we head towards Gold Docks, and we will move on to this map. Ooh, it's very close up. There we go. So basically, in terms of the world map, we're going. Here we go. We're going from here, this direction. I know there's like a little space here that isn't accounted for, but it doesn't really matter. To here, up through this area, and Gold Docks. Here we go. So we're coming up this direction. Let's see what we have for Gold Docks along the way. Gold Docks. Yep. Road forests. Yeah. Okay. Land features. We've got roads and forests. Of course, if you're new, Agaroth is the world that we're playing in, is a creation of my own. It's a creation where there is no day, it's only night, and there's some weird magic going on here, where at night it is dark all the time, there are no stars and no moon. So everyone has to have lanterns and torches to create any light whatsoever. So even though Lark is traveling with his donkey, Billy, and Arena, the halfling, and Erelod, the elf, he is the only one that has a torch, or not a torch, a lantern, and it lights their way as they go. I do think we probably need to take a rest, though, before we reach Gold Docks. In between here, there is the rules state, let's see here, making camp, if there is something like that. Rest. Oh, what? I want to go not there. I want to go here. Rest. Keep it moving. Yeah. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Let's see here. Healing. Make a healing roll. Oh, here. I think this is it. God, I think I need to zoom in a bit. There we go. That's better. Mission threats. No. No. A lot of interest. No, that didn't help. Okay. I totally forgot. So as we travel, each shift we travel for, we need to roll bushcraft to see if we keep our path. So navigation is more difficult. All sorts of mishaps can occur when traveling through pathless terrain. The player here must appoint a pathfinder who leads. Oh, this is pathless. So we are on a road. And so I'm not going to say we need to do that. If the terrain is particularly difficult, you can add a Bane. And then here are the traveling mishaps if you don't succeed. But I think forced march travel. Okay, shifts. I don't think we need to make a bush bushcraft roll. Actually, even though there's a road, I think we do. The land of Agaroth is dangerous, and people don't travel much because of the darkness, because there's only about 2,000 people in the whole world who are still alive. The biggest city is 1,000 people. It's a tiny, it's like apocalyptic, like civilization is hanging on by a thread. And yeah, so even the roads are super dangerous. There is no law, and there's no king or queen or authority coming to save you from the monsters. So let's take a roll here for bushcraft. Oh, I should have gone to skills, actually. And oh, my bushcraft is actually pretty good. That's good. Okay, so we'll roll bushcraft on the road. Maybe we say it's got a I've got advantage on it because it's a road. So we still have to make it. Usually on a road we wouldn't have to per game rules, but I think since we're going to make one, but it's going to be with advantage. So I'd have to fill both to have a mishap, but I think that's the way to do it. So the first one is I think we rolled a demon, so that's like the worst possible outcome for anything. And since that's our first roll, I think it would make more sense to like basically say it goes so wrong that we don't even get to roll with advantage at this point. I'm like going back and forth and back and forth. But I think that like that should cancel out for sure, because we can't have, like, if it goes that wrong, like that's really bad. So let's roll a mishap. Let's roll a mishap. It's a D12. As we head out, as Lark and his companions head out of Southtown, they go up the hills and get onto the main road that heads north. They're all very tired. I think that's very key. And mishap, a D12. Let's see what we get. 12. I hope that's quicksand. The ground collapses. Each player character must make a bushcraft roll. Anyone who fails suffers a condition and must roll again. A character who already has all conditions. Anyone who fails suffers a condition. Swallowed by the quicksand and disappears for good. Whoever is free can help those who are stuck. That is brutal. That is so brutal. Okay, so we're going along. I'm going to go back to our last map here real quick. For the Spillfoot, yeah. So instead of like proper quicksand, I'm going to say that it's actually this bridge. The bridge is old. It's rickety. They come to it, and it's made of wood, but no one has repaired it for ages. The lidless eye, the people who inhabit Southtown, they're not concerned with travelers. In fact, they hate travelers. They don't want people around. They are zealous in their beliefs that any sight and any light you take in through your eyes is not only sort of, oh, whoops, wrong button. Oh, I closed my my solo. Let's see here. My solo oracle, which is a frustrating situation. There it is. Weird. I don't know how that got closed. Okay. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. So in this we're heading across this, so I'm going to roll for myself first. Oh, I don't need that. Bushcraft again to sort of like see if I'm able to get through here. All right, I succeed. Now, my companions, they both have a score of 10. I'm just going to go like this, and then I think I can... Oh, no, I can't. Okay. They both have a score of 10 on their bushcraft, because they're default. So, Aralod, the elf, and Arena, the halfling. I imagine that Lark is with his donkey Billy and is bringing Billy across first, and the whole bridge is creaking and bending. Like they see that as he holds up the lantern, the water below him is rushing past. As you can see, it goes over a cliff right after the bridge, and it's like this rotting wood. Let's roll Arena. No, Aralod and Arena. There we go. All right. So this is what is going to happen. Let's ask some questions. I need the yes/no oracle here. So Aralod is an elf. I like the lore of Lord of the Rings. Elves are fleet of foot, but so are hobbits. Well, anyways, and very deliberate in where they step, elves, and coming up behind, I think Arena is the one who is in the rear, and I think this is the question, does Aralod, I imagine that Aralod creeps across and hops over like a gap that like one of the things has gone through, and hops over pretty easily. And Arena, being a halfling, has to sort of can't make the jump and has to sort of like shuffle around to the side, and that's when like the bridge, the plank gives out. And the question that I have is, does Aralod realize what's happening and get a chance to save his friend? Yes or no? Yes, he does. All right. So as I think as we're crossing, Arena's like going across. There's a great snap, and she's like, "Ah, help!" and tries to reach out and grasp something as she's falling through this crack in the bridge. And Aralod will, what is it? Acrobat, bartering, bluffing, evade, healing, hunt, perform. I mean, everything is at 10, so he just needs to roll below a 10. Let's see, to save his friend. He does not. He shouts, "Lark!" and tries to reach for Arena's hand. Arena's reaching up. His hand hits Arena's, but like it's too slick, and she into the water, the fast-moving water, and just is like gone. Whoa. All right. Lark is already across, and wow. Okay, what happens next? I think the water is moving too fast, and in the dark, since it is always dark in Agaroth, how does that... Aralod sprints past Lark and around the corner and back to the like shore or edge of the fast-moving river. There are some rapids before the waterfall. Okay, so I think Arena is bound to like take some damage here, but I'm gonna use scale here. Small damage, or no, power. Weak damage, minor damage, formidable, or incredible damage. Formidable is weak is that maybe she actually is okay. Minor is that we need to get her some help. Formidable is like we need to like stabilize her first. And incredible is like she's straight up dead. So power a D6. 3 minor. Okay, so she's hurt, but we're gonna need to get her attention, which makes it a little harder. I think Lark comes running around with the lantern. He shines it across the water. I imagine this lantern sort of has like an aperture, so he can like point the light in specific ways, and it's got mirrors inside, so it's like quite handy for actually like shining light in specific directions. He like toggles it, and they see just the glint of metal of Arena's armor as they hear this like go down the falls. There's nothing they can do to stop that. Luckily, she is wearing armor, so we're going to say that she's not too injured, but she's probably going to have to ride on Billy. All right. So I'm going to say here we have an issue. We got to go around this hill and down this. This is like a cliffside. We've got to go like up and over this hill and then down to try to find her. Erlod would be freaking out. He's exclaiming that she's his best friend. They need to find each other and get her back to Gold Docks to try to see if she's alive. I think Lark, he's fine with that. He promised to help them get to Gold Docks, so that's what he's going to do. So they need to traverse this area and get down here. I'm going to give another bushcraft roll to see how that goes. And if we have another mishap, hopefully not. Okay, more mishaps. This is brutal. A D12 again. 3. Torn clothes. The Pathfinders lead the group into a thorny thicket, rocky ravine, or swampy marsh. The clothes of a random player or character are damaged and now count as rags. All right. One of us. So yeah, sure, we can go through a thicket. As we lead, I'll flip a coin. 1 is, I think, if that's the case, we probably count as dirtied. So charisma, disheartened. Yeah, that's fine. So either, okay, 1 is Lark, 2 is Erlod. Okay, so I get all scratched up and disheartened. That just means all charisma checks I get disadvantage on now, moving forward. So that's quite annoying. That's actually very bad, considering that's like one of my best stats. Yeah. Okay, so now what? I lead Billy through and around. We go down the hill to the shore. So now the question is, can we even find... I think spot hidden might be in order here. Yeah. Number scale. Oh, and I think another random encounter roll would be in order, so I'm going to do that just because this is taking way longer than we thought it would. So, that's a random encounter. Okay. So when we come down this great hill that's all bushes and thorny bushes and things like that, and we come to the water. Now the question is, what type of what kind of encounters could I get? So at D12, 1 through 8 is adventurers. 1 through 4 is 1 through 4 is adventurers. 5 through 8 is seekers of the light. 9, 10 is orcs, and 11, 12 is goblins or something like that. Alright, so a D12 to see what we get here. This is all from my book. I'm just sort of making stuff up. 10, that's orcs. Oh man, okay. Well, that's not good. Alright, so we've got some orcs to deal with. Now the question that we have to ask ourselves is scale, quantity. No, number. There we go. None or 1. So 1 or more. How many orcs? 3? Few. I say 3 is... A few is 3. Any more than that? Yeah. So we got 3 orcs that we encounter here. I need to go to the bestiary. This is quite exciting. Dealing with orcs is interesting. Always. Stat block for a warrior. Alright, so we have 3 different stat blocks for orcs. Warrior, shaman, and chieftain. Now, let's see. How am I going to do this? Maybe you could just do 1 of each. Would be interesting. Although, why would a chieftain be up here? I'm not sure. And orcs are not, like, inherently evil in this game. Oh, monster, orcs, okay. Let's say, a couple warriors. Let's see. Let's do this. There are default warriors. So, and then I'll say, is there a chieftain with them? No. Is there a shaman with them? Also no. Okay, so all 3 are warriors. That makes it a bit easier, maybe. Here's their stat block. Yep. Yeah, orcs are pretty simple. Okay, so we have their stat block up. I guess now, are they being loud? I think is a question to ask ourselves. No. Well, we're holding a light. They can see in the dark, and we're in the magical darkness of the forever dark. And we are holding a light. They definitely see us coming. There's no doubt about that. And probably heard Arena yell as she went over the falls, and maybe that's why they're here, is that like they're looking for whoever went over the falls. Now, well, maybe then if they're looking for her, are they on our side of the river? That's a good question. Yes, they are. They're on this side of the river here. And they're looking for Arena. And they're being quiet about it. So I think we don't know they're there. So Lark is not aware that they're there. Let's go reaction. How do they react to us? 4, open. Okay. We've got, I'm just going to take a couple notes here real quick. So, Arena goes over the falls. Orcs look for her. they are open to hostile, wary, open, friendly. Oh, interesting. To Lark and Erolod. Now, I guess a question would be, what is their clan? But we'll figure that out later. All right, so now what? You might be able to hear my dog drinking water. She is thirsty because she's been outside. Let's see here. So they're looking, I think Lark comes to the river. He's shining his light around. Erolod calls out, "Arena! Arena!" Can't see or anyone. Oh, this is it. I get it. I know what happened. The orcs recover Arena, for sure. They hear Erolod and Lark hear spluttering and orc speak. They angle their lights downriver, or maybe upriver. Actually, they come down right here, and then they angle their light upriver, and they see three three orcs standing there. Let's read a little bit about orcs. Are strong humanoids who live in well-organized clan societies. Some are settled, digging vast tunnel systems deep beneath the woods and mountains. Others wander the vast steppes of the world as nomads. Orcs often have a formidable appearance, glowing black eyes, fangs the size of wild beast tusks, and hard, vaguely camouflage patterned skin. They are fierce warriors, widely respected for their undeniable bravery and weapon proficiency, both in melee and at range. But orcs are also extremely honor-oriented and have an unfortunate tendency to cause territorial disputes and never-ending blood feuds with dwarves, giants, and other kin. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's one thing after another, I feel. I guess language is a skill, so maybe I can figure out what they're saying, and pick up a couple words from what they're talking about. Oh, I can. All right. Lark is learned, apparently, enough, or knows a little bit of Orcish, so he picks up what they're talking about. And so let's find a couple things to roll on to see what exactly how this works. I'm looking at the old school solo things, so maybe I already sort of feel like I have an idea of what they're saying. I guess the question, so like, I think I need to ask, what do the orcs want? And then roll with that. So I'm going to put change, and on my old school thing, here, I'll just bring it up real quick. Okay, so we're going to roll on change. And maybe monstrous, I think. That's the coolest thing to do. And place. Yeah. So 3d20, change, monstrous, place. All right? Here we go. Change, monstrous, place. So the first one is going to be a 12, break, and then monstrous, 19, siren, and place, lair. Ooh. Break, siren, lair. So interesting. Those are the words that he picks up from that Lark picks up from the orcs. Break Siren Lair. Break Siren Lair. That's cool. Yeah. So, oh man. I think Erelod, seeing these orcs pulling Arena out of the water, will step forward immediately and go, "Ho there! Well met. Please do not harm my companion." And the orcs all swivel around immediately, and they see the light, like they're and one of them says, "Your companion goes over the falls, and you expect us to leave her be, let her die?" And Erelod says, "I know that orcs of all kinds and of all clans are honor-bound, and I thank you for your work in recovering her body. But let me recover her, please. Will you?" The orcs sort of narrow their eyes, and they say, "To what elven enclave do you herald from?" Oh, and that's a very good question. I don't know that. Player, me, Norris, does not know what... oh, he's from Gold Docks. He's not... And Erelod says, "I am from no elven enclave specifically. I am from Gold Docks to the north." And the orcs sort of squint at him. They take in his outfit, which is clearly that of a sailor's, and they say, the leader or one of the warriors says, "Ah, well, you're quite far from your home, if that's the case." Erelod says, "Yes, my companion and I, we've gotten lost. We're on our way home. We seek only to leave your lands. We don't want any trouble." And the orcs sort of, I see. And Lark will say, "What clan of Orc Nation do you hail from, the three of you, out here by yourselves?" The orcs will look at each other, and I'm going to roll just to get some inspiration here. 12, dominate. Oh. How about the three orcs from the Iron Times. Dominate. What's something that's strong? Dominate. The orc says, "We are from the Blood Rain clan. And what if we are to return your companion? What do you give us in return?" Erelod says, "Anything You wish we could provide. Is she alive? The orc looks down at her. Yes, but she needs medical attention. I think Lark will point out. He'll say, if your clan whereabouts are nearby, perhaps you could give us shelter and help, and in exchange we will help you with your endeavors. It is not common to ally ourselves with knight kin, but if you prove your trustworthiness to us, we will help you. If there's anything you need help with, that is. The orcs look at each other, say, our lair is in this hill. It goes deep, it runs far. So I imagine, yeah. So it's got like, maybe their cave is like back in these woods, and there's like a network of caves that goes and like sort of like all over here, even underneath the river. That'd be sort of cool. So I think this is a bartering roll, which isn't great, because I have disadvantage. So we can see yeah, I fail. The orcs take me in and see my broken clothes, my ripped shirt, and they say, you could not help us, even if we so wanted it. There is something frail about you, it is clear. You are no warrior, no hero, and no friend to orcs, as far as I can see. Erlod says, so you'll just let our friend die? And the orc says, no, we will not let her die, not without your help. But we will not help you either. What you have is yours. And they back off Arena, who is unconscious, and they say, but you cannot have our help, and we will not look kindly if you dally here. Leave our lands, and we will not attack. They sort of fade back into the dark. And so I guess they're open to, they're open to compromise, but they weren't going to help save Arena. So they fade back into the darkness. Erlod rushes forward, and he's gonna, is there like a healing? Yeah, he's gonna try to heal. He's got a 10. Everything's 10 on their stat blocks, I believe. Let's just make sure. Oh, minion. Relevant skills 12. Other 6. Oh, I was doing that wrong. They're attributes. Okay, so a mariner. What is I don't know. A mariner. Relative. Oh, maybe if I go to professions here, that'd let me know. Let's close that. Player, your player character. Drive attributes, name, profession. Let's go to mariner. Fishing. Okay, acrobatics, language, seamanship, swim. No, okay, so it's going to be a 6. That's not good. All right, so but he is going to try to, he's going to try to, oh my gosh, and he does. He is able to sort of give her some aid. He sees that she's like not breathing. He gives her CPR, and is able to, she like chokes up a bunch of water, and her eyes flutter, but then she, he's unsure of whether she's going to make it or not, but it seems like she's fine for now. Yeah. So I think maybe we're gonna have a dice, some chaos dice. For Arena's death will happen in 2d6. Chaos dice is just a dice pool. You remove ones from the dice pool, and whenever the dice pool is completely empty, whatever was going to happen, whatever the trigger or whatever the thing was, happens. So she's got 2d6 of basically of survival. Yeah. So I think Lark helps Erlod put Arena on Billy's back. Billy's not carrying anything right now, so that's lucky. And they're gonna need to camp it out. They need to find somewhere to rest. Yeah, so they're going to head to the ruin here because they just need somewhere to hide. They head over the hill again and back towards the road. This did not go at all the way I planned. Skills. So bushcraft to get us to, I'm going to bushcraft to get us to these ruins here. Are skill checks equal to or less than? Skill roll. Skill rolls to determine rolling equal or under your skill means that your action succeeds. That was close. Okay. Equal or under. Alright, so we come to this this old ruin. I imagine there's a tower here that's sort of broken off at the top. There's like a stairwell that goes up to it, and then there's like a road or an old wall, and then like these are stones that used to be part of said wall. Like it's like maybe an old barracks or an old something. Let's see, maybe this would actually help. Oh yeah, here we go. I'm just gonna roll a d20 and see what it says. Here we go. This used to be a 3. Dungeon. Oh, like it used to be a jail. So, Lark and Erlod recover Arena and take her to the ruins outside of South Town. It was once a dungeon. Alright, we don't know if it's a dungeon, but it is a dungeon. Like there's like things to explore here, but that's not what we're worried about. We're worried about taking a rest. We need to rest it up because otherwise we're gonna have to be forced marching, and we don't want to do that. Which means certainly we're gonna do a random encounter roll as we take a rest. Okay, we're fine there. Let's go to journey roll. Excuse me? That was weird. Oh, jeez. That's never happened before. Alright. let's take a look at the journey rules. Zoom in a bit. There we go. Is there like a make camp, hunting, making camp? Here we go. The player's characters need to sleep at least one shift per day to avoid deprivation. Out in the wilderness, each player character must make a bushcraft roll to find a suitable resting place. Anyone without a sleeping fur gets a bane on the roll. If it fails, the shift does not count as a sleep, or it can be used as a shift rest. Tent. Oh, does anybody have tent? Do we? I think I have a sleeping fur, which is good. Sleeping pelt, donkey, 2 days rations. Oh, this is, I don't have this anymore. I returned that. Yeah, so keeping watch. Since random encounters can occur at any time, it may be wise for players' characters to sleep during different shifts so there is always someone awake to keep watch. In certain locations, such as dungeon with enemies all around, the player characters cannot make it. Okay, food in the wilderness, hunting, fishing, foraging, cooking. Alright, so I think we both Lark and Erlod need to make a bushcraft roll. So let's see, bushcraft for Lark fucking fails. Interesting. Well, that's not great. If it fails, the shift does not count as a sleep. Do I push it? I think I do. I think I push the roll here. So what condition do I want to take? Yeah, exhausted. I'm going to push it so I get to roll again. And I still fail! Oh. Okay. We're going to have to look up the exhaustion rules, but that's fine. And then Erlod just has to roll under a 6, apparently, which he does not. So we rest, and we actually end up we rest it, but a small tent, no. If the shift does not count as a sleep, nor can it be used as a shift rest. Okay, well, neither of us are injured, but we can't heal up or like really do anything. So we're gonna have to go to the exhaustion or deprivation page. Great, sleep deprivation. You need at least one shift for uninterrupted sleep every day. You cannot sleep in armor. After 3 shifts without sleep, you can no longer heal willpower or conditions. You heal HP as usual. You also lose D6 waypoints or willpower. Each shift, you remain awake. If you reach 0 willpower while suffering from sleep deprivation, you collapse and sleep for at least 1 shift and cannot be woken. Once you have slept at least 1 shift, you can heal and conditions are normal. Okay, so this could be worse. So I think we end up just tending to Arena. We're gonna roll 2d6 to see if she gets any closer. If she succeeds on both of these rolls, I'm gonna add an extra to it because resting is so important for recovering. She does not. She loses 1. Okay, so she is down to 1d6. Like, this is why they don't get any sleep. And yeah, there does need to be a random encounter rule. Since we are in ruins, I'm gonna say it's a 2 in 6 chance. And okay, random encounter yet again. D12. Let's see. So 11. gonna be goblin bandits. Yeah. How many? Number. It's numerous. Alright. So numerous would be, I think, yeah, it's got to be d6 plus 4. Yeah. Alright, d6 plus 4 goblins. 10 goblins. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is crazy. While we're... And they're bandits. Goblin... 10 goblins. Goblin bandits. In the ruins. Okay, so yeah, we're trying to sleep and tend everything. I'm gonna roll a d2, and I'm just counting wary or hostile. Wary would mean they're gonna try to steal from us without being seen. Hostile would mean that they just straight up attack us. 1 hostile. Great. Okay, so fuck, we're screwed. Okay, let's go to goblins. What's up with the goblins? Bestiary. Goblin. Here we go. Nope, not giant spider. Goblin. Goblin warrior. And goblin scout. All right, we're gonna just go number. How many are goblin scouts? 2, a few. So 3 goblin scouts and 3 goblin scouts and 7 goblin warriors. Dang, no wonder they attack us. They can see, like, we extinguish one of, oh man, okay. Their HP isn't great, it's to the leather, they have 2 awareness, okay. I think this calls for an awareness roll, which Lark is not good at, but I think we're both gonna roll for that. Yeah, I fail, and shoot, I need the stats for, here we go, profession, mariner. Oh, awareness, they have pretty good awareness, so that would be, okay, I'm just gonna copy this real quick and go Eralod skills. Okay, there we go, that's better. So now at least I know what's going on with that. And back to goblins here. Good. Okay, so now yeah, he can make one. He's got a 12 plus as well. So Eralod fails like so bad. Dragon and demon effects. Okay, so demon. I rolled a demon, so I need to roll a d6 on this demon thing. 6. You cause collateral damage or injury to yourself. I don't know if that makes sense in terms of this situation. Maybe it's just he's completely oblivious. All right. Something bad happens though. Oh, yeah, maybe, okay, maybe this is what happens. He sort of, like, Eralod is like, oh, I'm gonna go, you know, get, like, take a look around. and like sort of scope everything out. He takes the lantern. No, he doesn't. And he's like, yeah, he takes the lantern and is trying to do some reconnaissance. And he just like stumbles right into all the goblins, and that's why he's like sort of on the front end of it. That's a ton of goblins to fight. I feel like everything that happens is bad. All right. But I mean, who knows? Let's see. It's 2v10, which is really not good. I do have pretty good. Armor, but I don't have that much HP. So it feels like I can't attack, or I can't fight them that well. Alright, in this game, initiative works in this way. We just shuffle 10 cards, and lowest goes first, highest goes last. Basically a number system. Each round you reshuffle and do it again. I'm gonna say, okay, let's see, how many. Let's ask a question. How many goblins does Erlod just run into on accident? Let's see, number. So D6. How many? How many does he run into? A few. Okay, he runs into the scouts. So the scouts are all going to get a free turn on him to shoot their bows at him. Skill level, D10 damage, and D10 plus D4. All right. So all three of them are gonna get a surprise round on him. They just start shooting at him with bows. Skill level 12. So let's see how many of them hit. Just one of them hits. Actually, that's not so bad. Maybe. Well, wait. Yeah. Okay. He's got armor. His armor. Oh yeah, he'd have maybe like 1 armor. So okay, but he's gonna take a D10 plus D4. So D10 plus D4. He takes 7 minus 1. So let's go here. Erlod is 12 minus 7. Five, yeah. So he's down to 5. I think Lark is back at the little camp that they've made up, tending to Arena, when he hears the twang of arrows and hears a grunt and then a scream, and Erlod comes running back. He like has a cut and on his face where like one of the arrows slashed him. He's yelling about goblins, and I think Lark is going to draw his weapons, and now we'll enter initiative. I'll do 1 for the scouts, 1 for the warriors, and then 1 for me and 1 for Erlod. So scouts first. They got a 7. Warrior second. They get a 10. So they're last to act. That's actually very good. So scout, warrior. 1 for me. I get to act first because I got the ace, and 1 for Erlod. He got a 2. Wow, this is fortuitous to say the least. All right. My first action, I think, is probably to try to get out of here. So, yeah. Lark is going to take his turn to grab Arena and get her up on Billy. Billy's like, wait. And Airlod's like, puts her up on there, like, sort of rushes to get her down. He can hear the goblins running up, like, and yeah, he's gonna use his movement to just like start running for it. Now, yeah, where are we gonna run to though? That's a rough one. We gotta run though. We can't fight this. This is too much. Yeah, we just gotta start running away. Jeez, I think he leaves some things behind to try to like sate their appetite, maybe for thievery, even though he doesn't know that. Like they did make a camp, even if they weren't able to find like good sleeping spots. So, oh shit, no more rations. Leaves the rations behind. Has Billy. And has the rope. He ties Rena there. Leaves the torch behind. He's wearing his sleeping pelt. Probably leaves his sleeping pelt as well. How unfortunate. And he's gonna bolt. Airlod's gonna follow. They both run for it. I imagined that the goblins were coming from the north, and so they're running south. No, we're going the wrong fucking direction. Let's see. I think we need to just like, what would we roll to just like an escape roll, basically? Let's see. Evade. Yeah, I think this is going to be like a wide angle lens of like evading, running away from our captor or our assailants, so the goblins can maybe make a find hidden as we try to evade them. We bolt out of there. I'm gonna roll evade. Oh, hang on, I gotta roll evade, and this is sort of like we're running through the fields, over hills, hiding here and there as much as we can. We douse we have like this lantern that has this like, this aperture, and it has a thing where you can like stop the light from shining to hide. So let's see if we can evade these people. Okay, I'm gonna push that roll because I don't want to die. So Lark is going to take, let's say, yeah, he's scared. I think that works really well. Okay, we're going to roll again, and we make it this time. All right, so like wide angle or the bird's eye view is that Lark and Aerolod and Arena, who is on her, sort of like her deathbed, are running in the wrong direction. Skirting around boulders and like the old ruins, hiding behind in like the shrubs and in tall grass. I don't know how like leading the donkey this way and that to try to avoid these goblins, and eventually it takes pretty much a full shift to lose them. So in terms of my inventory, great, we lost a bunch of stuff. Damn, this fucking bad. All right, down one lamp oil dose, and hiding from goblins. I think we sort of end up somewhere around here. Trying to figure out in the end, hiding from the goblins. But luckily we don't get killed. But I think Arena does need to roll another Chaos dice to see if she is... Ooh, okay, that was a really close one. And we're gonna hide. But like, where do we hide? What type of place do we find? Let's see here. I'm gonna roll a d20. 4. There's, yeah, it says tower. I'm not sure if we find just a random tower out there. Yeah, why not? We can find a tower. We get to do whatever we want. This is a solo RPG game. So we find an old tower, maybe somewhere around here, still interpretive. And gonna hold up there, I think. I think we need, yeah. So this tower, let's see. Is this tower inhabited? I think inhabited, I think, is the first thing to ask. No, it is not inhabited. Great. That's fantastic. Oh, actually, it is. I'm going to overrule that dice roll. Remember that the orcs, and their wants were break Siren Lair. We found a Erlod and Lark flee the goblins with Arena on Billy. They escape, but as we're escaping, we finally are like hiding behind a hill and like, oh my gosh, I think we lost him. And out of the darkness, they can hear a song, some singing that is so sweet to their ears that they can't resist. Erlod goes, "Do you hear that? Do you hear that song? Maybe someone is here to help us. Maybe we can find help. It sounds like an angel." And Lark will nod and say, "Look." And through the darkness, they see up in the sky the glimmer of light, some flickering, like someone's created a fire up in the sky. And that's where the flickering of the person who lives there. They escape the goblins and find a tower. Right? Have it? I rolled? Yeah, a tower. That fulfills the orcs' want of break Siren Lair. Lark and Erlod here singing from the tower and go to investigate it. Yeah, we hear singing from this tower and we head in that direction. And that's where we're going to end Arc 5, Part 3. Didn't get any closer to Gold Docks at all. We're in bad shape. We need to find somewhere to rest and somewhere to hide. Thank you for listening and following along. Links to my Ko-fi page, links to my maps, links to Roll VTT, links to Dragonbane official rules, as well as the old school solo rules are all in the description below. Please check out my material, support me if you have time or if you have money. Share this, follow me, I don't know, whatever you want. Thank you for checking it out, though. It's been fun. All right, I will try to post Arc 5 Part 4 sometime soon, and until then, adventure on.